Well, hi once again, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of CueSports International, welcome to the 2015 U.S. Open 8-Ball Championships. We're coming to you live from the Predator Arena here at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, the home of the U.S. Open 8-Ball and 10-Ball Championships and the BCA Pool League's National 8-Ball Championships. Before I introduce our two players that you see in front of you, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our three main signature sponsors for this event. Predator, the official cue of the U.S. Open events, Kamui, the official tip, and Omega Billiard Supply, the official store. I'd also like to express our appreciation to our associate sponsors, our host here for the third consecutive year, the Rio Hotel, Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, Cyclop Pool Balls, the Magic Rack, and Bad Boys Billiard Productions. Thank you very much on behalf of CSI and all our players for your continued support of CSI events. Okay, we've got Thorsten Hohmann, our newly minted 2015 U.S. Open 10-Ball champion. And he accomplished that just a few short nights ago against Justin Hall. Thorsten originally from Fulda, Germany, now living in Jacksonville, Florida. And I'm going to let him go ahead and break the balls off, and then I want to recognize his sponsors, as has been our custom for the players. And we'll do the same for Dennis when he gets to the table. Made a ball, big crunch. Thorsten is sponsored by Lucasi Hybrid Cues, Simonis Cloth, Kamui, and Moose Billiard Shoes. And as I said, he's our reigning U.S. Open 10-Ball champion and is also the reigning World Tournament of 14-1 champion for the umpteenth time. I'm joined in the booth by my good friend for 1,000 years, Mr. Jay Helfert. Hi, Jay.
Hey, Kenny. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Thanks for making such a smooth introduction there for us. Thorsten's kind of on a roll lately. He won the World Straight Pool Championship just a short 2 weeks ago, and then 3 days ago he won the U.S. Open 10-Ball. Those two tournaments were each worth $10,000, and this one will probably be a $10,000 first prize as well, or more.
On TV table number 2, and we'll get you a couple of views there every now and then, we've got Warren Kiamko. And for those of you who have been around the pool scene for a number of years, I'm sure you'll join me in welcoming back to the pool scene none other than T-Rex himself, Tony Chohan from Sacramento, now living in Detroit. Had been a staple for many years and then took a brief few-year hiatus from things. Nice to have him back, and we'll try to get you a little coverage of that as this match unfolds. Meanwhile, Thorsten is ramrodding through the solids, just like he did in the U.S. Open 10-Ball.
Well, these are two more players that don't waste any time. If they get the balls out in the open, they're going to clean them out pretty quick.
And two of the biggest breakers in the game, too, right here.
We are playing alternate break, so Thorsten doesn't get to string racks. I don't think we'll see a performance again like the one we saw in our first match with Rodney Morris. If you missed it, he ran all 9 racks. Every game was 1 inning. He won 9-0 in 30 minutes.
He didn't run 9 racks, but he ran his 9 games in 9 innings.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time he got to the table, he ran the rack in the first inning.
He sure did. Now racking the balls right now, Dennis Hatch from Buffalo. Sponsored by Universe Clothing, Diamond Billiard Products, Miyuchi Cues, G2 Tips, and Championship Cloth. Dennis is a 4-time Mosconi Cup member and a former Mosconi Cup MVP.
Dennis recently moved to Chicago, he informed me.
Oh, really? I didn't know that, Jay.
Yeah, well, I know. I didn't know either. He just told me right before the match. Well, this lovely lady that he is with is a Chicago resident, so Dennis decided to relocate. I think that's a very smart thing to do.
Well, if a lady as good looking as her asked me to remove, I'd be packed in 15 minutes.
Easy, Ken. Easy. Oh, man.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but when pretty girls see me, they look through me like I'm a window.
You're a father figure.
Yeah, well, that's something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this guy's got a powerful break, too, as you referenced earlier.
Several balls down.
Yeah.
Nice spread. The only issue is he has, if he wants solids, he can only shoot the 4-ball, but I think stripes will be the group, and probably he'll start with that, I think it's the 10 to the left of the 8 there.
Yeah.
The 12 goes. You can see that angle. The 12 is not blocked by the 1, so all stripes have pockets.
Can he complete this rack as efficiently as Thorsten just did? Everything's out in the open. It's such a pleasure, Ken, to do these matches with these professional players because they just play so darn good. And that when you see a rack like this, you really expect them to run out.
Yeah, if balls aren't congested and all have pockets, they're 95+% to run out. It just take a fluke or an unforced error to prevent it.
He's playing faster than Thorsten did.
Yeah, this is perfect here. 13 in the side, 11, 8, 1-1.
But you know, even in that first match, if you recall, there were racks where balls were congested. Rodney broke them out perfectly. It didn't seem to slow him down at all when he had to break. But what he did that I thought was very smart is he would break out the congested balls early in the rack. He didn't wait till the end.
Which is what you're supposed to do. You want to take care of your problems early in the rack. If you save them to the end, you paint yourself into a corner where, although you might break them out, you may not have a shot, no insurance ball, etc. So 1-1 here on serve, coming into rack 3 with Toasty to break.
Well, Dennis had no problem with that rack. I mean, how long did that take? Did it take a minute and a half?
90 seconds.
My God.
All right, they're just flipping the coin now to get underway on table number 2. T-Rex Tony Chohan has won the lag. Excuse me, he won the flip. I really think they were supposed to lag, but so be it. Tony's racking them up.
Warren's had a pretty good tournament so far. He finished second last night in the what was it, the 8-ball challenge.
Right.
To Rafael Martinez. Picked up like 2,300 for that one. And what was his other second place this week? He had another final.
Well, he went pretty deep in the U.S. Open 10-ball, I thought. I thought he was top 8. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, he cashed in that, but you know, excuse. There's so many tournaments. Warren has got 2 second places this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's got. Let's let Toasty break, and I'll complete that thought.
It might have been the 9-ball challenge.
Shane won that. I think he finished second to Shane.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that was another nice payday.
Yeah,
but you know, the best thing that happened to Warren this year, and I couldn't have been happier for him. You and I have both known him 30-plus years. He's as nice a guy as you would ever want to meet. I couldn't have been happier when he took down the Derby City 9-ball crown this year. And he had to beat Alex to do it.
He beat a whole slew of good players.
Well, he sure did.
Yeah.
He sure did. But, you know, that's his first big major scalp in a long, long time.
Well, you know what it did for him? It got him invited to the World Cup of Pool. He's
fantastic.
He's representing the Philippines.
Who will be his partner? Is it determined yet?
Yeah. He told me. I'm not sure if it's Gomez or Beato. It's a new team because, you know, Orculio and Lee Van have been representing the Philippines. This is a new team.
But don't the Philippines get 2 teams because they're the host nation?
No, they're not the host nation.
Oh, they're not this year.
It's in England.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I know Warren is representing the Philippines, and
Well, good for him.
I believe his partner this year is
Roberto's here.
Gomez. Yeah, he's here.
All right, well, we got our first little potential obstacle here. Thorsten's going to back cut this 13. It's a little snug. Got to go to the short rail side of the pocket. He did that.
Shoot the
10 in the side.
right.
And then get the 14 out of there. Looking at the 9 in the side, which is probably where you want to be, because then the 11 goes in the lower left. 15 in the lower right, 8 ball. See you later. So I wonder if he's going to come up here for these two now, Jay, and use that ball down there in the corner by the 1 as the last ball, which is fine because look where the 8 is.
He's going to use the 9 to get on these other two stripes.
Right, 9, 11, and then the 14, which is right here by the 11, and then that last one in the upper left corner will be the ball before the 8.
I think that's the 15 up there.
Yes, you're correct.
Well,
but it sets up nicely for like either he can just play that ball and draw straight across, or he can go 3 rails around the 1 to get to the 8. And again, another no mistake out.
These are not long games.
No, not the way they're breaking the balls. I like forward here.
Go around the 1 ball just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now it's a slugfest. 2 big hitters.
Right. In matches like this, with evenly matched players with evenly matched humongous breaks, winning the lag can be the difference in winning the match.
That's right. They break first.
That's right. And it's rarely that you see a guy come to the table for his match and take a couple of practice lags. Some people do. I've seen Shane do it a few times, and then occasionally some people do it, but I'm just surprised everybody doesn't do it. At least take 1. There's no rule against it.
Yeah, it would make sense to do that if that's how you're determining who breaks first. I would definitely at least practice the lag 1 time to get the speed of the table.
Sure.
Well, Dennis was not happy with that rack, and now he's moved the magic triangle around, and he's going to try it a different way.
Well, there's one particular way to orient that triangle, and in one, angle of it, there's an extra little cutout that tells you that that's the part that needs to go on the spot. If you orient it wrong, you can still rack the balls.
He's changed it 2 times now.
You can still rack the balls, but the ball on the spot may be not quite precisely positioned.
I got a feeling Dennis does not know that because I've seen him now. It's in his 3rd version of the rack. Let's see if he can get him satisfactory this time to his liking.
And again, remember everybody, there is a fixed required racking pattern here. It's got to be alternating balls around the perimeter with opposites in the corners. At one point, you'll have 2 the same next to each other. That's just because of the odd number of balls. But looks like he's complied with it. Satisfied.
He's got him. Can Dennis respond with a break and run of his own? Big, powerful guy.
Yep. Made a ball in the side. Watch Whitey.
Watch out, cue ball.
Yeah.
It's getting down into dangerous territory. I think he can shoot that 10 ball. That may be his only shot right now.
Well, it's awfully close, and if he can't shoot it, he's got relatively nothing to shoot at.
Yeah, because the 5 will not go in the side. It's blocked.
Could he see the 7-11 combination? That's just to the right of the triangle.
I don't think so. Well, now he's looking at that. He's looking at that 15 ball down there.
Boy, that's a tough opening shot.
He's looking to see if he can shoot the 10. I don't know if he's got enough of the ball.
Yeah, well, stripes are definitely the group you want here, but does he have a stripe he can play other than that back cut? If he can make the combination, I think he'll shoot that.
Now he's looking at the 10
Okay, it looks
ball.
like the 10. Now he's got to go forward and open it. No good. Well, maybe.
I don't think he quite got. I don't know.
Yeah, that looks.
Oh, you know what? If he's going to shoot it, he could shoot it right now.
Well, he has to. It's a question of can he get in there to make it, because the 11 is forward of the 7. I don't think he can make it, Jay, and make a good hit.
This is one where the official should really be called to watch the hit, because
If
it's so close.
If he plays it. I think he's not going to play it because it's too risky of a foul. He does have the 11 in the side to event. I think maybe it's a 13 in the side.
He's shooting the 15 instead.
Right, but the 13 in the side would be the ball to open the 11 with. Actually, all I got to do is move the 7. So it looks like 9, 15. And then I would come down and shoot that ball in the side and try to tap the 7. Surely he's not going to shoot the 13. Now.
He might try to break him right now.
Yeah, I don't like that, though. I think you still got to play for the 13 in the side to go into him.
Well, like you said earlier, it's a lot more difficult when you wait till the end of the rack.
Right, because you limit your options on opening them up. He could go at it now. I think that's even more risky, but he did. And that was the problem there. I don't think that was the right decision. That ball in front of the side was just laying so natural for a one-rail bump into the solid. So the first kind of unforced error here. He's going to back kick this and hope it goes in off the cushion, off the 1, right where he's standing, near the piece of chalk.
That's a really low percentage shot.
Well, it is. It's even a lower percentage to shoot it in the side, too. But he's got to call one of those 2 pockets.
Well, if it'll go past the 3, I'd kick towards the side. That's a hard shot. Now he's calling the 11 past the 1. That means he's got to, and he might want to do it that way, because if he kicks off the top of the 11 ball, at least the cue ball will go down table.
Yeah, even though there's balls down there for Thorsten to shoot. But this is harder to sight to kick it in the pocket where the 1 ball is than it is to kick it in the side. The only advantage to kicking in the side is your cue ball stays right there and the 13's next.
He's in a bad spot either way.
Look at this. He almost made it. That was a heck of a try.
Ooh, stand up there, ball. The good news is he replaced the 1 ball with the 11 in front of the corner pocket, and I don't know how much he's blocked that pocket, though. The 1 will go by. I'm not sure if the 5 will. Bill Stock is coming out there to remove the magic rack. I don't think he's got to mark any balls. Yeah, he just peels it off of there. I'm not really sure why Thorsten couldn't do that.
Right now, yeah, I've got like 4 of them in my room.
This is not the easiest shot when you're bridging over the pocket here. He made it.
Well, obviously, the 8 won't pass the 11. It'll certainly go up table. He might even move it when he plays the 5, but frankly, I think if he's got to figure, if the 5 goes by the 11, it's real easy because he can play the 5 second to last, the 1 last, and then just shoot the 8 up table. But this is the actual key shot here, is getting position on the next ball.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. This is the key shot of the rack. He may want to come down here and get under these balls.
Well, if he can get on the 7 too, he can get behind them, or he can even open them. Not sure he needs to. But again, a lot of this is whether the 5 ball passes, and it looks like it does from this angle. It certainly can be made off the point, off the 11. So now he can shoot the 7 and run into the deuce, and maybe be right there for the 5. Possibly even moving the 8 to create a more easy pocket for it.
He's got to use inside English. He's using left English to hold that cue ball. He wants it to run up into the 3-2, just like that. He broke those very, very nicely. Now the rack is open.
Well, I doubt he'll shoot the 5 now. I think he's going to go 2, 3, and then maybe the 1 and move the 5. Or if the 5 passes the 8, maybe the 1 and then the 8 and the 5 in the same corner.
No question, the 5 is his problem ball. Got good on the 3 ball. He's looked at this 5 from every different point of view so far. He's still looking at it. It's a really, look at that. That's a really narrow pocket opening. He almost has to play it off the point in the 11 ball. I don't think he can shoot it straight in.
Not unless he was 2 inches from it, where he could have a great sight line to the pocket.
I'm not so sure there's a pocket there that way.
Yeah, well,
look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, that 11 ball's got the pocket blocked almost halfway.
You can clearly see, though, Jay, it'll go off the inside jaw. You don't even need to hit the point, but he's got to be close to it. And he can't be straight in on it either. I definitely think he's going into it here.
I'm not so sure that he's playing it. You're right.
Yeah.
So now he'll
just
roll
float
down
forward for the 8. Yeah, the 11 won't even move here.
You were absolutely correct, sir.
Well, when we had the close-up, it was a lot easier for us to see what he saw. When we had the longer camera shot, it was a little deceiving.
Once again, Thorsten runs out.
So
3-1 lead. All matches are a race to 9, except the final match is a race to 11.
Right.
That'll be 2 days from now. This is a 3-day event, same as the 10 ball.
And matches are scheduled every 2 hours. We're a little bit more fixed on our schedule now than we have been the last couple of days, where we were waiting for fill-ins to get matches for you. So you can plan on, for the rest of today, 2, 4, 6, and 8 p.m., and if we run a little late on one match, chances are we'll make it up on the next one. Most of these are well within an hour and a half, hour 45. You can see Warren at the table there, 1-1 with T-Rex, Tony Chohan. And obviously that's just after the break. Looks like he made a ball, or, well, evidently Tony scratched on the break. Warren's got ball in hand anywhere.
Yeah, the rule now is that if a player scratches on the break, instead of ball in hand behind the line, it's ball in hand anywhere on the table. Tremendous advantage to the incoming player.
I like the rule. I really do, because a lot of times in the past, and of course when we were growing up playing, Jay, your opponent scratches on the break, you got ball in hand in the kitchen, you got nothing to shoot sometimes. So you get punished for your opponent's mistake.
Powerful break. Powerful break.
Yeah.
I don't think anything went
No,
down.
that one's dry.
Yeah. Dennis is going to come to the table. I can tell you almost for sure he's going to start with that 7 ball. There's just nothing else to shoot at. I mean, he could shoot the 13 all the way. He's looking down there at the 13 ball. But
well, he could shoot the 12 up in the lower right here where he's got the 13 as a sideboard, and he could break the 9 out between those 2 solids down there. His problem is going to be the ball to the left of the 5 ball and the ball next to the 3 ball. I don't think either of them have a pocket. He does have the 2 solids to the right, 2 stripes to the right of the triangle to open those with. And I kind of like this one, Jay.
Yeah, he's going to break that 9 ball out. He did. This is a difficult rack. You can see the 15's over by the 5 near the rail. The 14 does not go in the corner pocket. Even the 9 is still tied up table.
Yeah, I wonder if he can play the 11 in the side. No, he can't quite hold it under the 10. Maybe just bounce out a little, and he'll have to use the 13 to go into the clusters. Oh, he's going to bank it and snap draw it.
Very tricky rack here, and he missed that ball.
You can also tell that he wouldn't have had anything had he made it. Now he's still got a solid tied up, a stripe tied up.
I think we're going to see Thorsten start with his 4 ball.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I would do next. I'd swing around if I could behind the 2 and shoot the 2, 14, 3 combination. See that? See where the 2 will go right into the stripe?
Yep.
To help him make the 3. And it looks like, but the problem here, Jay, is I'm not sure he can avoid hitting the stripe with the cue ball. But that's okay. That'll open it up.
Well, that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah,
he just didn't hit it hard enough. Boy, now he got himself in a real bad spot.
Yeah.
This is Thorsten's first mistake of the match right here.
Right.
He's got no pocket to shoot at.
Well, the only ball he can hit's the 2. Unless he kicks at something. I wonder if he's looking to raise the 2, hit the 10, make the 13, and tie up the 10. It's a lot to do in one shot, but what the heck else you got? Look at how short his bridge is. You see that? That's because of the stroke he needs to use. It's like a 2-inch bridge. Normally his is 8 or so inches. He wants to get under the 13, maybe off the 10. Kind of trap him under there, even though it's Dennis's group.
He's in a bad spot.
Yeah, he really is, Jay.
There's a lot of bad things that could happen here.
Yeah, that's what I thought he would do. Make the 13, tie up the other 2 stripes.
I'll tell you what, he came out pretty good tying up that 10 ball.
He did. The only ball Dennis can really do anything with is the 11. And what good does that do you?
Even the 11 in the side is not an easy shot from where he's at.
Right.
And like you said, where are you going to go next? Well, this is our first really tactical game of the match. Every other game has been a run out.
Well, it was a result of a clustered break. You know, every game before this has had an explosive break.
Did he really want to open that 3 ball up?
Well,
because that's what he did.
He did, but the only protection he's got is the 5 won't go.
I don't think he wanted to tap that other ball out.
I don't think he wanted to let Thorsten be able to make this 3, Jay.
He had a little bit harder. He wanted to slow roll that ball, and Thorsten's got to shoot this 3 ball. He'll have to jack his cue up if he shoots it. Well, he could conceivably leave it because it will go, but I think, let's see.
Yeah, but where's the 5 going to go? He's going to have to eventually move the 5 unless it goes up by the 1 ball. And from here, it doesn't look it.
See, if he's shooting a 3, he's got to jack up like that.
Well,
Shoot
he'll
the
get
2 next.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to have to figure out some way to get on that 5 ball.
Well, I think either the 7 or the 6 is going to be the ball that takes him either to the 5 or helps him open the 5. He also, yeah, I think he's going down the table here.
Now.
Well,
right
if
now,
the 6 goes, he can draw it up into the 5, 14, and have the 1 for insurance.
He wants to break it now.
Yeah. But if the 6 doesn't pass the 9 ball, I don't think he can make this off the cushion off the 10. So
he's
what's he
banking this
doing?
ball.
Oh, he's
banking the
it.
5 cross corner. Boy, he's got some confidence to do that. Well, I guess if you bank like that, why not? He hit that one right in the center of the pocket. Well, Thorsten's on a roll for the last month, so.
Yeah, and he's so confident coming off the 10 ball victory.
And the straight pool victory.
Yeah.
Here we go. 6 on the side. He can shoot the 8 in either corner.
Yeah.
I think he'll go forward. Oh, he's
just
stunning it.
Stun it, yeah.
You're right. There he goes.
Well, this all went bad for Dennis when he played that bad safe and opened up the 3 ball for Thorsten right up here on the rail.
Well, that was a very good run out with, accentuated with that nice bank on the 5 ball. Thorsten is 4-1 ahead in the race to 9. This is the first round in the U.S. Open 10 ball. It's a double elimination tournament. The loser will go over to the loser's side. I think all these losers will have to play back tonight. There are many matches going on now, not just these 2. There's at least 8 other tables in the arena where other matches in this tournament are being played. What you're watching is the feature match this round. Dennis needs to come up with a big break here. I do not hear anything going down. Thorsten's right up to the table. Very quickly, he removes the magic rack. Unlike last rack, these balls are spread out. I mean, you can see the table is very congested. 15 balls in this small area, you will have congestion, but I don't see any balls tied up. Looks like, I don't know. It's kind of one of these situations, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's what the player prefers, what he sees to his liking. And he's going to start with the 3, so that means he's taking solids. Dennis broke empty, Ken.
Oh, boy.
And look at the spread.
Yeah, everything's open.
It's hard to get a rack like this. See how congested this table is with 15 balls, but no 2 balls are tied up anywhere. Every ball will go has a pocket.
I think the ball you want to get rid of as soon as you can is the 2 ball. I think the 1 will be the last ball before the 8.
Remember, you're looking at a great straight pool player, so he can move that cue ball anywhere he wants it.
Yeah. See, I think he's looking at maybe the 4, then the 7 in the side. Come forward, play the 2.
Great clarity from these cameras that we're using here this year. I can't say enough about the wonderful production qualities we have in this event. I mean, it's what we call that in the trade. This is broadcast quality programming.
Very important to maintain the proper angle here. And he's done that. Like I said, the 2 was the key ball. Now he can just stop, shoot the 6 up in the right-hand corner, stop, 1-8.
If you're not familiar with this set of balls, these are the Cyclop balls. Of course, it's the Diamond Smart table they're playing on with Simona's cloth, so this is all the best equipment being used here.
Notice also throughout the entire rack, his cue ball never ran into another object ball, and that's the way you want to play pool. You only want to go into balls when you have to, and when you do, you have to do so with an intent and a purpose. But by avoiding running into them during the rack, you pretty much assure yourself of not getting in trouble.
One more rack that Thorsten makes quick work of. Boy, look at those percentages in the Fargo rating. Oh, here's Tony Chohan.
There he is. T-Rex.
Wow. We showed him in an embarrassing moment when he put the cue ball in the pocket.
Well,
as you can see, Warren has got a 3-1 lead already.
Yeah, and ball in hand, so you could expect it to be 4-1.
Yeah, look at this.
Warren's from Alabang in the Republic of the Philippines. Jay, where is Alabang?
That's near Metro Manila.
Okay.
Maybe within 30 minutes of the main city, the capital, Manila.
Yeah. He's the only Filipino player that I've encountered in all my career from Alabang.
Well,
but I know, like you said, the villages are pretty close.
Let me tell you, there's good pool players everywhere. I've been all over the Philippines, and you can go to the smallest towns, and there are some good players. But in the Philippines, people like Warren Quiamco, Dennis Arculio, Roberto Gomez, they're superstars.
Yep.
They're very famous athletes. I'd compare them to a golfer or tennis player in this country.
Yeah.
They're very well known. You see their pictures in the newspaper. When they do well, it's feature stories in the sports section. You'll see them on television frequently. A lot of the matches you work on, Kenny, for AccuStats, they're aired over and over again in the Philippines. Whenever I'm there, I can turn on TV at night, and there'll be a pool match, usually from Derby City or one of the AccuStats Make It Happen shows. And there's my friend, Kenny Shuman. I guarantee you, if you go there, you're going to get recognized a lot, because I'm not on TV nearly as much.
Well,
as
you're in the booth.
You know how they recognize me in the Philippines? They
voice.
know my voice.
Yeah, your voice.
Which blows me away.
Well, it's a very distinctive voice that you do have. And by the way, Thorsten has to take this group because of the 14 ball that's next to the 8.
Well, just to complete that, Kenny,
go ahead.
Whether you realize it or not, you are really high profile there. You get more airtime than any pool player because you're on every show.
Well, it's just nice to be able to be part of it, Jay.
I feel the same way.
I feel honored to have the place I do in the industry, and I get such great enjoyment out of being able to do this.
Well, you deserve it. You do a damn good job.
Thanks. He's going to play this 13 off the rail, off the 3, because it's the only pocket it'll go in, and he's in the best position he could possibly be to make it.
He's taking a long look at that. Was that the 15 ball? Yeah.
It's the 14.
Oh, it's the 14,
but he can get back to that off some of his other stripes. This ball is the ball that he can only shoot right now.
Tricky shot here.
Rail first off the 3.
He hit it good. He hit.
Oh, boy.
Well, we know he could have used the 3, but he didn't need to.
Well, I think he was trying to, Jay.
Yeah, he was.
Because you're not going to play it that way.
Well,
but you can see he can make a clean enough hit, I believe, on this 14. The pocket.
It's tight.
But it's a question of, and he'll probably leave it for last as long as he got an angle here to, get on the 9 or the 11.
He's very straight on this ball, and he needs to get over to the left side for
Yeah.
the 11 or the 9. That's what he's studying right now. How am I going to get over there?
I think he's going to just pound it into the rail and out.
Wow. Big stroke there. Did you see that cue
Yep.
ball hop?
Yep. Okay, now he would like to be pretty close to that last stripe after he plays this in the 11 ball, or the 11 in this. And this is better because he'll have a better two-rail angle off the 9 to come straight down the line at the 14. You want to be coming down the line. That's why two-rail position in pool is so important. You have much better speed control, and once you hit the second cushion, you're in line, and then it's just a question of how far away are you going to be.
Well, this is where he wanted to be, so there's no danger of hitting the 8 ball first. He can shoot this 14 and just draw the cue ball straight back.
Well, I think he's got to have to hit the 6. It's going to glance off the 6, and it may even glance off the 7.
My mistake, he has another ball.
Yeah,
here,
both of
ball.
us. We both missed that ball.
I just realized that when I saw him going forward. I said, oops, there's a ball there. But he's in perfect position here. Perfect position.
Once again, another surgical out by Dr. Hohmann.
He's been flawless.
The only thing that he's done wrong is I think he had 1 or 2 dry breaks.
Just like that. This is another fast match. Thorsten 6-1 in the lead. He's 2/3 of the way home. I don't see Dennis Hatch. I guess
he just took a timeout.
Okay, so we got a little break here.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll flip over to the other match. Let you watch a little of that while. Art Dennis has returned from his timeout, so he will rack the balls up, and we will resume play with a 6-1 lead in favor of Thorsten in a race to 9. You're watching Tony Chohan on table 2 against Warren Kiamko. Warren has a 4-2 lead, as you can see by the scoreboard.
Tony's closing the gap, though. He's running out this rack.
Tony's one of those guys. Of course, I've known him since he was about 14, 13 years old. He's Amar Kang's cousin, and both of them played out of Hard Times in Sacramento, my home pool room, so I've known Tony about half his life. But I've watched him play a lot, and Tony's one of those players that sometimes will start out slowly, but the longer he plays, the better he plays. And you can say that about probably most of the players, but sometimes he takes a while to kind of loosen up. He's got that big, long, fluid stroke.
He's never been really a top tournament player. His forte is...
he's an action player.
Yeah, that's his forte.
Yeah.
How old is he now? Do you know?
I'm
He's
going
got
to
to be
guess
over
he's...
30 years, isn't he?
No, I think he's late 20s.
Really?
I'm going to guess 27, 8, 9 maybe.
All right.
Oh, right in the side with the cue ball. That was a... You know what that was? That was overamped. He actually hit him either two... Anywhere.
This is starting to look like that first match that Rodney played.
Yeah. He didn't hit the one ball square. I think he hit it with the right speed, but just that little bit off center sent it right into the side drink. I kind of like maybe stripes. He's looking at solids, I suppose. It's really 6 of one, half a dozen of the other here.
I mean, look at this layout. There's no two balls close together. I mean, everything is wide open here. 7
in the side next. And then it's going to be a tap out. 4-1-6-8 or 4-6-1-8. It won't matter. 8 has both corner pockets. The 6 and the 1 are in about the same spot on either side.
You just get the feeling that Thorsten is not going to make any mistakes.
No. No, the only mistake he's made is a dry break. But I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to seeing two particular players, whether they play each other or not. Certainly Shane playing bar table 8-ball, 7-foot table 8-ball, and Dynamite Darren, who I think is probably, you can argue Thorsten a little bit, but I think Darren is probably the best 8-ball player I've ever seen.
He just won that huge tournament in China.
Oh, Chinese 8-ball, yeah. 100,000 first place.
Yeah, that's the biggest purse of the year for the men.
7-1.
He made quick work of that rack.
Well, you give someone like that ball in hand with a fairly open table, and that's what he's supposed to do.
Well, these first two matches have been no contest so far. Rodney won, what was his score? Oh, 9-0. That's right. Scott never did win a game. I don't think Scott ever made 2 balls.
You may be right.
Dennis has had a few chances to table, but...
I'll check here in a second with our director and see if we know what our next match is. I guess we're waiting for the brackets to fill. Okay, that's confirmed. We're waiting for brackets to fill, so it's going to be 2 o'clock for the next one. Well, a little over an hour, so as soon as we know, we'll put a graphic up on the screen for you.
That's Warren Kiamko at the table. Looks like he's playing a safe here. Well, okay, back to our match. Thorsten to break. They don't hit these soft like they do 10-ball. 10-ball, you see a lot of the medium speed breaks, the cut breaks.
Yeah.
The full rack, they wallop them pretty good.
Well, a dry break from Toasty, and finally an opportunity for Dennis to maybe put a rack together and break and run the next one, and at least start to feel like possibly he can crawl back into this thing. But Thorsten's a mere 2 games away.
It's a little tough, as you know, Ken, when you're playing alternate break. It's hard to overcome a big deficit.
Sure it is. Don't get straight. Looks like the 3's off the cushion just enough.
You're looking at the man that's been the dominant player in the whole northeast area of the United States for many, many years. Finally, I think that last few years he's been challenged by Mike Duchesne. Dennis won like the Josh Tour like 9
7
times.
or 9 times, and one year they had 10 Josh Tour events, and he won 9 of them.
I think he's won over 70 Josh Tour events in his life.
Yeah.
Unbelievable record.
And you're right. Until Mike came along, there was not really anybody to threaten this guy in the Northeast.
And there was a lot of good players in those tournaments, but he just won them all. Of course, now he's got competition from Duchesne. Jason Shaw lives there. Mika spends a lot of time around New York.
Jeremy Saucy's from Connecticut.
Yeah. It's a lot more competitive for Dennis now. Well, we should get this rack. 2 balls to go. Shoot the 4 in the corner. He's got to come back across the table for the 8.
I don't think he can. I think he's running the hand rail.
He's drawing it.
Yeah.
He's got that big, powerful stroke. No problem for him. Well, this will give him his 2nd game.
And breaking.
Yeah, like you said, he's trying to crawl back into this match some way, but he's going to have to depend upon Thorsten to make some mistakes or break empty a few times.
Yeah, well, I'd hate to bet my life on all that happening. I'd like to draw your attention just quickly to the logos in the lower right of your screen. Predator is the official cue of the U.S. Open events here, and this is also the Predator Arena. And right below that is Kamui, our official tip, right here at the U.S. Open 8 and 10 ball championships.
And Omega is the official billiards store.
Right, and there's our associate sponsors along the bottom there.
Cyclop, the balls, Diamond, the table, Simonis, the cloth, Magic, the rack.
And Rio, the venue.
Oh, right. Don't forget the Rio. We're at a beautiful hotel. What a nice facility this is.
Yeah, it just needs moving walkways. I've put on 35 miles here, Jay.
It is a long walk.
Yeah.
How far do you think from this ballroom to the casino floor? It's got to be more than a quarter of a mile.
Actually, a friend of mine that I had breakfast with today has one of those step meters.
Right.
And he stepped it off, and he said it's just over 1,000 feet, so it's just under a quarter of a mile. And that's just to the casino. Now when you get on your hotel floor, if your room's at the end of the hall, you got another quarter mile.
Well, I requested and got a room very close to the elevator.
Yeah. See, I go the other way. I want to be as far away from it as possible. It's less people to walk down the hall in front of my room at 3 a.m. drunk and making noise.
That's true.
But that's just me. But you sleep through anything, Jay. I'm a light sleeper. You can sleep through an earthquake.
Yeah, I'm tired. When I go up there, I'm tired, and I crash out. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's got to bump the 5 out right here, right now.
Well, this is really the first time we've had a good look at Dennis in this match as these last 2 games. Mm-hmm. He's been mostly in his chair.
Now the 2 will go by the 6 up here, and that he's got to play the 1 on the side now because he really has nothing else he can shoot. High right here at the 2 ball.
I like his chances, this rack.
Yeah, he can do this 3 different ways. I think the 2 is the shot.
As you can see, the 8 is right out in the open by the corner pocket. And he's going to get it. 2 good racks in a row for Dennis Hatch. It would only begin to get interesting if Thorsten comes up empty on his next break and Dennis runs that rack out and then breaks and runs out. I'm looking way ahead, folks.
Well, he'd have to do that twice, because that would bring Dennis to 7-5, and it would have to repeat again for them to get 7-7. But again, remember that Thorsten won the leg.
Well, at 7-5, it would feel like a match.
Yeah.
Right now, it's still a big lead for Thorsten.
Right. He's still got a little bit of room for a
little wiggle room.
Unforced error. Right.
Yeah. Well, of course, Thorsten could end all that speculation with a break and run here.
Yeah, if he gets on the hill here, you can't really expect him to blow 2 of his next break shots.
I mean, look at that Fargo rating. He's still rated at 95% in this match, even after Dennis won 2 games in a row. You are watching arguably one of the greatest pool players on the planet. Ball's down. He's going to have a shot.
Oh, yeah, and the cue ball's out in an area where he can probably pick and choose his group. We'll take a quick look.
I'm guessing solids just because they're all close by the pockets.
Yeah, and the only good opening stripe really is the 10 ball. I got a feeling he may start with that 6 in the upper right. Stop there, shoot the 4.
I'm looking at the same thing as you are.
Mm-hmm. I suppose, well, no, he's not going to do anything different than that. He's going to shoot the 6.
He can shoot a long stop shot, or he could just roll down slowly and let it slide in. Come on, Thorsten, don't make us look bad.
No, I think what he's trying to figure out is how he's going to handle the 2 and the 5. He'd probably get the 2 out of there first, and then the 5 in the same pocket. And my guess is those will be his last 2 balls before the 8.
Could he possibly be taking stripes here?
Well, he could, because the 12 goes in the lower left here, and it's an easier opening shot for him. But is he going to kill it and stay for the 14?
No.
See, the only thing I didn't like about this is now he's got to work the cue ball out of there.
You know, he did want to shoot the 14 next, but he went too far.
Because now if you don't, if you got to maybe shoot the 11 and come back for the 14 if you want a better angle, but he may not get a better chance. I think he can snatch this out with low left, or he can go forward between the two solids.
He can see the edge of the ball.
Yeah. So
he didn't go too far.
No, it just deceived us from our angle and our distance.
Well, do you think he could shoot the 12 past the 2?
Oh yeah, definitely.
He could use the 2 if he has to as
I don't think he needs to. I think he wants to shoot the 15 next, and the 9 in the same pocket, and then 11, 10, 8. Might even shoot the 9 first and draw back for the 15. But either way, these should be his next 2.
You can see the wheels turning in his head. It's like working out a little puzzle each rack. Well,
No, that's fine.
Shoot the 11 down?
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. You can do 10, 11, 9, or you can do 11, 9, 10.
Very important game for Thorsten. This would put him on the hill. And it's almost an insurmountable lead then if it was 8-3.
I'd like to save the 9 for last.
Thorsten moves around a lot, but every movement is for a reason. He's really calculating things when you see him moving back and forth. That's pretty good speed. I think he can just roll forward.
Oh, for sure.
Half table shot on the 8 ball. Rack number 8. I don't know who we got coming up at 2 o'clock, but I know it's going to be a good match. This field is full of quality players. I got to give credit to Mr. Ozzie Reynolds, the new general manager of CueSports International. He's really done a great job on organizing this event and getting all the top players here. And the event, the professional and the amateur events have all run very smoothly. He's assembled a good staff, including you and I, Ken. And Ozzie, thank you so much for everything you've done, and thank you for inviting us. He's made us all feel very welcome here.
Yeah, we're a big family at CSI. We've all had the pleasure of working together now for a number of years, although, you know, yeah, Ozzie is in his second year here, but it was really a pretty seamless transition, and we've all really kind of meshed well together, and we function pretty good as a team.
Well, Dennis got a couple balls down.
Well,
the cue ball got a big kick to come down to this end of the table. He's really got his back against the wall, though.
Well, you know, if he's on solids, he's got to start with the 3, but there's nothing to open the 1 up with. If he takes the stripes, he's got to start with that 14 in the upper right portion of your screen, and then at least he's got the 11 up here or the ball near the side pocket to open up the 1 and the stripe. So I would take the stripes, and I would start with that ball in the upper right and just kind of slow roll it in, play the 12 next, maybe the 10.
He's not slow rolling it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done that, but worked out okay for him. If the 12 goes in the side by the 10 ball.
I think it does. I think it does.
Because, see, I would probably want to use the 15 ball that's in the middle of the table to open up the 13-1. Bounce out. Yeah, that was okay. See, now, by pushing that 10 out, he's got an insurance ball. And he's going to need it, but he's got the 13, so it looks like he has solved the puzzle here, and it should be tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, he made a difficult rack look easy.
That he did. Good, nice first opening shot. That long shot on the stripe in the upper right with the draw to come over and move the 8.
Dennis hasn't given up on this match. He's got 4 games now.
Yeah, but Thorsten's going to have minimum 3 more chances to break should Dennis win every game until we get to 8-8.
Well, the way things are going, he may only need 1 chance.
Exactly.
Dennis has played well, but Thorsten's just played great. Warren can't go at the table, studying. Boy, look at Warren's pulled out to a 7-3 lead.
Yeah, it was 4-3.
Yeah, a minute ago it was 4. Last time we showed that table was 4-3. Warren's had a good week. I mean, you get second place twice in these tournaments. You've done well.
Yeah, he's had a good year too. You know, he played at the U.S. Bar. So I mean, he's been playing all year. Where unfortunately, Tony was just able to return to professional pool here in the last 90 days or so. I think it was May when he resumed playing. So he's not re-seasoned, so to speak.
Boy, Thorsten really ripped those balls. He hit those as hard as any rack yet. He got a ball down, so the nice thing is, with the rules in play now, if you make a ball on the break, it's an open table. You can take either stripes or solid.
Yeah, I would take solids here in a heartbeat because the 3 will go in the upper left corner and everything else is open. There's room for that to go by or at least graze off the 13. And you can see all the other solids are open. If he takes the stripes, he's got to open. Well, those are dead there. The 2 stripes there next to the 3 are dead. So he could take the stripes. It's really just what he feels. He's got opening shots on both groups.
With the ball spread out the way they are, you get the feeling we may be watching the last rack of this match. I mean, based on how Thorsten's played so far, I would be surprised to see him not run out. Looks like he wants to shoot that combination now.
He does. And I don't think he's going to use the 12. He's just going to hit the right side of the 10 ball. But you got to be careful the 10 doesn't tuck under the 3.
Yeah, the 10 might present a problem.
Well,
next.
I think he's going to hit it with enough speed so the 10 comes out about a foot.
That's what he did. He kept the 10 in play.
Right. That's the caution you have to take there is when you play combinations, you have to control the first ball as well as pocketing the combination ball. And,
get the 9 ball now, and then he'll just leave these 3 balls up table.
Yeah, you can put it in the books.
I don't like to give a guy a rack until I see him get on the 8 ball, because I've seen too many funny things happen on the last ball of a rack where the cue ball rolls like an inch too far and gets hooked.
Yeah.
Of course, there ain't anything close to the 8 ball. It's really out in the open. You'd almost have to miscue not to get out here.
But again, notice, Jay, he's taking nothing for granted. He's giving every ball the proper attention it needs. He's picking his spot for the next ball. He's just not assuming he's out, even though we kind of know he is.
Well, that's a true professional.
Yep. And lower right, 1 rail at the 8, and see you later. Dennis gives it to him like a gentleman. Great performance by Thorsten Hohmann, 9-4. Our match at 2 o'clock is still to be determined. One we know. We'll put